Next thing I know, I'm jumping out a shorty window in front of a bus stop full of people, son.
Yo, y'all should do a podcast for real.
Yo, but like, what would we call the podcast though?
Boy, I don't even know, but it got to be something that represents us.
Look, man. So here's the thing.
Yo, what's up? What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on? We back for another one, man.
Episode 66 out here.
66 of them things. This episode is brought to you by U.S. Highway Route 66.
You gotta stop with this.
Yo, I told you it's gonna get harder with the numbers. But we here, man, for the viewers on YouTube. You'll see the big three is here. We back.
Finally.
Yeah, we was on a little break. You know what I'm saying? I caught COVID. Some other things is going on, but you know, back in fully strength. Also,
but we was working.
Yeah,
we been working.
What he said. But we also do have a guest here. You know, a fourth participant. This is one of my homeboys from college. Know what I'm saying? Good stand-up dude. I'm on this thing now. I'm just giving people their flowers, but just good, humble dude overall, man. Always been good vibes. My boy Ace, man. What's going on?
Appreciate you, man. Thank you guys for having me on.
Welcome. How you been?
It's been a good day. Glad to be here. It's a little rainy at the time, but it's a sunny day at least.
Yeah, don't let that get you down.
We here.
You know, I wanted to start out with a moment of silence first of all. There's a lot that happened this week, and a lot of people that, you know, lost their life unfortunately due to senseless violence, you know, racist violence, things of that sort. So, you know, definitely prayers out to all of those individuals who lost their life, and prayers to the family. So, you know, this quick little 10-second moment of silence, everybody, you know. Alright,
man.
Let's do this thing.
Thoughts and prayers.
Definitely. Alright, man. As I said, we got my boy Ace here. Gonna get your view on a couple of things. Just see what's going on. Just kick the shit. So we usually start out with like a situational question or whatever, but I actually took a different approach this time. So I went back. I've been on Twitter lately, so I went to your page and I actually went to one of your old tweets. So
you about to get this man canceled.
But nah, just a tweet that's something that, you know, I can relate to. I kind of feel the same thing, but I just kind of want to know where you was at, like where was your headspace at that time. Like, see if you remember. So this tweet was from September 24th, 2021, and you tweeted the following. And I'm doing this because you're an artist yourself. So, listening to music is a subjective experience, which is why I try not to debate people on who's the greatest and who's not. Just appreciate the art. So, my question to you is, you know, where was you at? What was your headspace? Like, what made that come along? If you remember. And then also for my guys, I want to see, like, do y'all agree with that as well? Because I agree with the statement. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of art and different things that come out and things like that, and we like to interpret it. So I just wanted to get your point of view first and kind of see where your head was at.
First of all, that's a good dig up you did. Of all tweets you could have pulled up, that was a good dig up. So that's pretty much stemmed from the point that I feel like hip-hop specifically of all genres are... In no other genres there's such... competition, right? It's good to have a competitive spirit. Obviously, that's what the genre really came up on. But everybody's always trying to compare, essentially bring somebody else down and what they achieved because of whatever they might believe is the best type of rap music or hip hop, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Whether it's I don't want to say any specific names, but, you know, everybody has their own niche. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own top 5, whatever the case may be. Let's just appreciate the music. For an example, if an album comes out on a Friday, you know what I mean? Everybody has a whole think piece within like 30 minutes. You know, you didn't even probably run through the whole album, you know, through the whole track list, and you're already coming up with a bunch of, you know, shooting a bunch of tweets, shooting the project down, you know? Like, actually just appreciate the music for the music. Let's not put so much conflict between like what's the best or what's not.
I'm inclined to believe and agree with you, except the artists themselves also participate in that same
100%.
culture.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
it leaves the audience to do the same, right?
No, for
And
sure.
it's not just hip hop specifically. I'm a big country fan. It's actually my favorite genre. So hearing your example just now, I could tell you it's not just hip hop. It happens in classical music too. I'm classically trained as well. So like when Bach dropped some shit, Graham heard it and go, it was cool. And then he got his shit. Same thing with country, like Luke Combs, Luke Bryan. They all tour together. They big in their own right, but they hear each other's stuff, and the competitiveness in them still goes. Yeah, that
Well,
shit was hard.
I totally
I
agree
do
with you,
my
but you're
thing.
talking about the artist though, right? I'm talking about like from the fan perspective, right? Like,
But that's what I'm trying to say. If the
People-
artist is putting it out, it's their art, right?
yeah, of course.
So it's left for my interpretation. So if I'm hearing you interpret it, with it like subjectively, the art is great.
yeah.
I appreciate your effort to the world, your input to the world, right? But if I hear you on the same flip as saying these things or moving in that certain way, I'm gonna subconsciously do it too. Like, who's the best? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. Like, these are things niggas is really saying.
For sure.
And he said this before
and we
he was
participate.
big.
No,
You feel
and
me?
we participate in those conversations, obviously, right? It's barbershop talks, all that.
Yeah.
But what I was referencing specifically in that tweet was just, hey, there's gonna be always a competitive nature to the art, to
Right.
the fact of putting bars out, music, songs, whatever the case may be, who had the best verse. But what I'm speaking is, that doesn't mean you necessarily have to call something trash because you don't like it. You know what I mean? Give it a chance.
That's the.
Give it a chance.
That's kind of where I was leaning towards with the answer, with my answer to this, because I'm inclined to agree with the statement as previously stated, but my thing is with people, and this now I'm taking it out of music because I see this across the board. Whenever people talk about their preferences, they talk about their preferences and tend to have to put something else down to talk about their
That's-
preference, and
exactly.
that's a problem.
Absolutely.
I think in music, whether it's hip hop or any other genre, whether it's podcasts, relationships, whatever your preference is, you are more than welcome to have it. But you do not have to downplay or degrade someone else or someone else's product or their contribution to big up what you like.
Facts. Yeah. Feel the same way. Like, just people try to, put their opinion above others, and we naturally are like biased, honestly, to like what we like specifically, and we kind of like try to filter that in to whatever's going on at the current time. But I just borderline agree. Like, art is art. Art comes from the creator. It's unique, and I really don't think anything is like trash or whack. It just may not be for you. You know what I'm saying? Just simply put. So just wanted to put it up because I thought that was an interesting tweet. But as I mentioned before, I did meet Ace at college, so that's something that we frequently talk about as well. We feel here at So Here's the Thing, education is something important that should be spread throughout the community. So I just wanted to get to you, like, how was your college experience, and like, what do you think overall about like college? Like, do you think it's a waste of time? Do you think that it's something that you need? Has your views changed since you've graduated and you're not in college anymore and you're in the real world? Like,
I can tell you one thing for sure. It's definitely not a waste of time. Of all things. It's perspective, man. The way I feel about college is the same, almost kind of parallel to just things you can say, cliches you can say about life. Like, it's perspective, how you choose to look at it, right? College is not for everybody, right? But if you essentially actually invest your time well, and you get it done, get the job done, aka get your degree, the truth is you're setting yourself up better than you were before you got that degree. You know what I mean? As far as opportunities that you can get, job opportunities, resources, everything. But on the flip side, if you don't get that college experience, it doesn't mean that you're any less to be successful. You know what I mean? There's many different avenues that you can take. But at the end of the day, it's what you make of it. So that's how I feel about that.
What'd you go to school for?
What did I go to school for? When him and I met, I was just going for communications. I didn't even know, at the time I wasn't fully decided on a major, so I decided to do communications at the time being.
When we had them girls on here, I asked them, like, I don't know who asked them, but we asked them the origin. Like, how'd you get there? Is it something that you wanted to do? Was it something that you was forced to do? Like, we always say all the time, we was forced, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that's kind of like filtered through our parents and stuff like that. They was pushing that agenda.
100%.
Like,
So was it?
And that's usually how it goes. Yeah, 100%. You know, you go to school, 18 years, you graduate, get your high school diploma. For the most part, yeah, you're expected to, you know, go to college right away the next semester, and that's exactly what happened.
Even like we said in the previous episode that Stiz is referring to, I'm gonna say it again. I don't have a problem with parents pushing their kids to go to school. My problem comes from is, especially in our community, in our generation, there were a lot of our parents who never went to school.
Right.
And they pushed us to try and be better than them by going to school, but did not understand the pressure it was to actually be in school. Like, I can't speak for you and Dre are a little younger than us, but I can't speak for y'all. But when we were in school, like, it was really a steep learning curve, not of like the education you were getting there, but how to be in school and how to be a good student, while also juggling like real life shit, because we was still dealing with real life shit at the time. And it was annoying and stressful to have the parents that were like, you gotta go to school, you gotta finish school. And it's like, fam, you don't know what it's like to get up and go to class. You don't know what finals are like. You don't know what midterms are like. You don't know what it's like to have to manage this entire ecosystem at school that I have to deal with, on top of still dealing with my family shit, my life shit, my personal shit, my relationship shit. So that was just like, if school for you, school for you. I think more people need to now realize, like, if you don't know if you can deal with it, or if you're having trouble dealing with it, voice that. Like, I want more people to do that. If you're really having trouble acclimating and getting your shit together, talk to your parents. Tell them, y'all, look, I might need to take a semester off. I might need to, because sometimes you really got to get your shit in order to try and get through it. Because a lot of people waste their time and money.
Yep.
Because they can't get everything together.
Right.
And get everything on the right track.
But yeah, the other side of college, right? Obviously, we go there for like the education and all of that to, you know, try to better our future. But, you know, we go there for the experience as well. You know what I'm saying? I could say that I personally had a great time, had a lit time. You know what I'm saying? Can you think of any, like, you know, specific moment or lit time that you had in college that you can remember?
Well, you were part of them, so you definitely know about those memories. I don't know if I want to speak about those on camera, but
Please do. Please.
But,
We've been trying to get Dre in trouble for a long time.
Yeah, please.
But it was good times, man. It was good times for sure. It was good. We I think you can agree that
You was there for the Project X party?
I had a project.
I was
Project
not,
X.
but I've heard about the infamous Project X
That was
party.
probably the craziest
I was not there for it,
shit.
unfortunately.
Yeah, it was at this off dorm site that we had or whatever, but it was like 5 rooms on this one floor, and it was all like different parties, different themes and shit like that. Everybody was just bouncing around to different parties, acting crazy. Mad fights that night and all of that, but you know, it was definitely a lit time, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, me and him definitely had some great times.
And some battles on the
damn,
basketball
bro.
court.
Yeah, I think that's where we
That's actually yeah.
I seen him around campus, but me being the person that I am, I wasn't really like, you know, I wasn't really trying to make friends, like, you know what I'm saying? But I think me and him eventually met on the basketball court. I think I snatched your ankle a couple times.
I'm about to say
You know
who
what I'm
won?
saying? Definitely got at your ankles. We got
That's
acquainted.
crazy that you would like bring that up right now. Yo, first of all, whether that's true or not,
So it's true.
That's true.
whether that's true or not, you've also been on the receiving end of said,
he don't never
of
run
said
that back
stuff.
up.
Yeah.
100%.
Said
I'll
stuff.
never front. But,
Nah, but this dude could hoop for sure.
yeah, I heard it. But alright, so with college, right? The first, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all believe in staying true to yourself?
Always.
100.
And what does that look like for y'all? Like, what is staying true to yourself? It could be different for everybody, but
Accepting your growth.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Accepting your growth, my nigga.
Some people here stay true to yourself, and they think that means you have to stay true to the same values that you have right now. And nah, like we always say, like people, you stop growing when you die.
Yeah.
You never gonna be the same person tomorrow you was today.
Yeah.
So accepting who you are and who you growing into be is part of accepting yourself. You gotta just understand you gonna change.
Agreed.
And sometimes that change may cause
turmoil
in a lot of your life.
Right.
And you just gotta live with it.
Like, for example, within your friendships, right? So I wanted to ask y'all, right? So, like, we went to college or whatever. We all grew up, you know what I'm saying, in our neighborhoods. So I'm sure we have friends in our neighborhoods. We have friends from college. We have, you know, friends that we just met on the fly from work and stuff like that. So how does it look like you staying true to yourself, but also managing these different friend groups? Because to me, staying true to yourself is staying authentic to who you are as a person. That's into it too. But the reason why I'm raising the question is because I started finding myself changing who I was because I had multiple friend groups, and I feel like I had to like confine myself to what that specific friend group liked, or like what they stood for. Like, for example, like I do have like street niggas that are like good friends to me that I, you know, grew up with in the neighborhood, but I'm not a street nigga myself.
Absolutely.
But I found myself when I'm hanging out with them, I'm saying certain things, I'm moving a different way and stuff like that. So it clicked to me. I'm like, I'm not staying true to myself. So I just started just really being my authentic self to everybody and not caring like what they think or what they, you know, how they judge me and stuff like that.
You know, what
like,
you're touching on is really important. It's a really important topic because like you're pretty much describing essentially what happened. You know, let's just specifically point out high school, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty crucial time in your life, you know what I mean? Go from a boy to a man, as to say. And there's a lot of it doesn't happen for everybody though. It's perspective. Not everybody gets the privilege to have different friend groups, so to say, because they only have maybe a few friends. But yeah, there's definitely people that have different friend groups and can end up kind of catering to whatever it is that group of friends, you know, likes to do or say. So, and you know, and you get influenced by that. But it is important to kind of take a step back and evaluate yourself. Like, hey, like, are these, and also, are there bad habits? You know what I mean? What is it that you're doing that you're conforming to this group for? Is it leading you to trouble? Mm-hmm. You know, context matters, but it's definitely an important thing to be aware of.
I have a question for you, Trey. My fault for cutting you off.
Go ahead.
Do you really consider that not being true to yourself? Like, because you were like, I guess, talking different and moving different? The reason why I asked is because you know a lot about like my past or Stiz's past and how we used to give it up, right? Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to hear you say that you felt like you were not being true to yourself, when it from my eyes, depending on what it was you was doing, I wouldn't view it like that. Because I'm assuming all them dudes around you knew you wasn't street, and that's cool. I think it's one of those things where it's like, sometimes you gotta adapt to the environment you are in. And at no point, at least from my knowledge of you, I don't think just because you hanging with a bunch of street dudes, you felt like you could just go pop on niggas and all types of crazy shit. Mm-hmm. I don't think that was you, because I think you might have been talking a certain lingo, talking a certain way, whatever, but that's adapting to who you are. Mm-hmm. Moving different when you in the street is not necessarily a bad thing. Right. Sometimes you have to learn to be more aware and adept when you're in the streets, because hanging out with certain people, because now you got to know, like, all right, I'm with these people who could have these type of issues. Yeah. So maybe I should move a little similar to how I see them moving, because they moving with their head on the swivel, because they don't know what they into. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just don't want to make it seem like it's always a bad thing to have different movements and stuff like that when you around different people. Because same thing at work. Like, you see how we talk on this podcast. Imagine how I talk at home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can't do neither one of those at work. Right. So it's not necessarily me not being authentic to myself. It's being able to adapt to the environment that I'm in. Now, I feel like if you're now in a certain environment and you take what's going on there and try to make that a part of your life, that's different. That's not being authentic to you. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with adapting to an environment to better make it through that environment. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I can see that viewpoint.
I mean, that was well said. I don't think it's weird because different friend groups is key. It's imperative to your survival to adapt. So I agree with him there. But then you still have the you factor. So it's like, at what part do you just gotta draw lines, basically.
Right. Because
you could be down with these street dudes and participate in whatever you participate with to a certain point. Because then it's a certain point where this street shit get real. We already discussed that. Ain't no turning back from that.
Yeah.
So now you gotta deal with those consequences. So I think being true to yourself is, like I said, accepting your growth and understanding whatever you participate in, there's consequences to it. Yeah. If you could be able to stand up to whatever decisions you make, then you'll be fine. That's, to me, that's being true to yourself.
Yeah.
Because you gotta be able to make these decisions. If you hanging around with street niggas and you doing that street shit, you gotta be able to stand behind that. Or if you in the corporate world and you want to act like the square, or then you come around some real niggas and then try to switch it up. Nah, we saw that square shit you did. Gotta stand behind that. Yeah. Like, it's just weird. Yeah. You just gotta draw the lines. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's me.
I got you. Now that's a good perspective. I think I agree with y'all. Maybe I was staying true to myself. I guess I just found myself not liking like the decisions I was making and like certain situations that I was ending up in.
And that right there is being true to yourself.
Yeah.
That right there is being true to yourself.
Yeah. Like, when you try to take those things
and make it you.
That's being fake.
Only because, like I said, I've been in the street a long time. I know dudes who was never that, and that was cool. We didn't feel no type of way at them. We didn't look at them different. We had dudes that hung out with us that literally just played basketball. They was here to play basketball. They gonna go about their business. They gonna come to the park, bust your ass. They gonna leave.
Yeah,
and that's cool. And yeah, they talk like us. They move like us when they outside, cause we know we in the same environment. But they never took the same stuff home that I took home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. You got, like he said, the best thing he said was, you got to know where the line is drawn.
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with fitting in your environment, but you don't got to take all that home.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just got to be a filter, bro.
Feel you. Ace, you said you listen to podcasts. You listen to the Joe Budden podcast? By any chance, I have to. So a while back, when they was going through their little turmoil of the breakup or whatever, Joe said something that relating to friends that kind of like rubbed me the wrong way or whatever, and I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on it and then swing it back to you, actually, because you made me think of it. But he said, I don't owe my friends respect. Well, when they was going through all that.
You gonna have fun with this.
So I wanted to swing it back to you, Stiz, because I remember we was having a conversation about it, talking about everything that happened, whatever, and we was talking about that specifically. And not to put you on the spot or anything, but you said you didn't disagree with him.
I don't.
At the moment.
I don't.
So I wanted you to expound on that as to why, because I still don't kind of understand. And I just wanted to kind of see like if your opinion changed at any point or anything. But I just kind of wanted to see like what you was thinking with that.
Well, when I said it, I agreed with him. It was the Owen word, the word O.
Oh,
nail on the head.
Like, I don't owe my friends respect, right? That's something that we just build together. We earn that together. I don't owe you that though. When I met you, that ain't the energy I was giving you. You feel me? When we got to where we was at, that wasn't the end. Nigga, when I met you, I thought you had bitches.
What?
Remember when I met you, I thought you knew the bitches.
What you mean you thought
I ain't walk into it.
Yo, you don't have bitches.
No, what I'm saying is, after I found out that ain't you. Yeah. You feel me? But what's the first thing I said to you? I said, "Oh, you got the bitches."
Yeah, you got the bitches. Where the bitches are?
Yeah, and that was completely wrong. But the only thing is where I was hung in my hat on. But that ain't this. Now, We not talking about them specific, right?
No.
Alright,
Nah,
so,
just your friends in general. Like, do you owe them respect?
No.
I'm 100% in agreement with Stiz. Me and him actually off mic, and when that was going on, had this same conversation.
Yeah.
And I think we agreed on that point. It's the O word is weird. I don't like the O word because I don't feel like you don't owe anybody anything.
Yeah.
Only people you owe shit to is your kids because they didn't choose to be in this world.
Right.
But you gotta think, bro. We live our life every day just hoping humans do right. Right?
Yeah.
So you
A
can't.
lot of our life is based on other humans being okay.
Yeah, bro. Like a nigga could walk down this hall right and air this shit.
Facts.
We ain't do nothing to that nigga. You think he owe us the courtesy?
Which is what I'm glad you just pointed that out because the question you asked and where that stemmed from. I feel like that's one of those arguments or topics that is just literally just gonna keep hitting a wall because it's just the context. You guys, I understand the context that you guys are coming from as far as the word "owe," right?
Mm-hmm.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
But why are we even whether you owe whatever respect to your friends? Instead, you should just think about what does a friendship mean? What does a friendship mean to you, right? It means something different to everybody. Like you might treat one person differently than the next friend or whatever the case may be. Like you just can't don't get stuck on that. It's like a petty argument. Don't get stuck on the word on the you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just look at it from a
It
different.
was the wording for me too. It was a little bit weird.
Just the
to be
wording,
honest.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Arguing about the wording.
I guess I was coming from a standpoint. All my friendships that I have are people that I consider friends. Like you said, you had to work yourself up to that point
Right.
for us to get there. So I guess I was speaking from a standpoint of where you're already my friend now. I'm automatically gonna give you respect as my friend. I think that's where I was coming from. I was a little bit confused when you said that. I was like, what? I'm like, what? Like, what about me? And like, what could happen to us? Like, does that mean you don't necessarily feel like you owe me respect? So,
But let me tell you something. Remember, early in the podcast, we talked about friendships, right?
yeah.
And we were talking about one thing about friendships. The main thing that you gotta do is A, learn your friend, and B, learn that you can't project how you feel about everything on your friend.
Yeah.
So you feel personally like, yo, look, if you're my friend at that point, we should respect each other because that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
There are people in the world who view friendships more like business decisions. Like, if you can do something for me, I'll be friends with you because you can do something for me. I can do something for you. We can mutually help each other.
Right.
And outside of that, they don't got friends outside of that. So you can be friends with one of these persons and not realize that that's how your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're now projecting what you view as a friend. Oh, he thinks of me the same way. And I think that's kind of what a lot of people got to do. And that's why I said one of the best things I don't see men doing enough of, and I want them to, is talk.
Yeah.
Talk to your friends, honestly. Like, really have conversations, especially conversations like this. Because if y'all both have the same, even, it may not change nothing about your friendship, but at least now y'all both have the same understanding of how y'all view friendship.
It just comes down to communication, man. It's communication.
There you go.
You're
Yeah, because
totally
then
right.
you can't project your feelings. Like, you can't expect me to do anything. You can't say the word, I owe you this,
Yeah.
to me. If we had a conversation and I go, we see things differently.
Right.
That, like he said, that doesn't affect our friendship. You still my dog. The bread is there. We started this business together. Like, that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just agree to disagree on something.
Just, we made, and I'm not saying that's the case with us.
no.
just
I'm
answering
not.
your question,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. No, that's
Because
good.
that's key. Like, people get hung up on that. Oh, like, I would never do that to you. Yeah, but if you know me, you know I would do that to you. You feel me? Am I wrong?
Nah, it's true. That's a fact.
Like, you talking about the hood friends.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them niggas is the shiestiest niggas in the world. If they shist you, would you be surprised?
Nah.
Exactly. Does he owe you respect?
Nah. Alright.
Exactly. Because when it came to him, his necessity was to do whatever it was to shist you. He
Right.
probably looking at you the same way he always looked at you. But y'all never had that conversation
That
to
dialogue.
unravel that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So you can't never, it's not compartmentalizing, but it's just that's what it is.
And we learning this by trial and error. Like
And
I'm talking this from experience of like having conversations with certain friends, having falling outs with certain friends. That's what got me to the point to realize, like, damn, people really do view things different, and you can really think you're closer to a person than you are.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
And
true.
that helps you put a lot of things in perspective.
Perspective, bro. So what's your art, right? Your music, whatever. And we do the podcasting also. So question to the group. Big thing right now in society is cancel culture. You know, Kendrick Lamar touched on it a lot on his new album or whatever. But when you're creating your art, how do you consider or take in cancel culture? Because as an artist, you have to express yourself. You're gonna want to say certain things and stuff like that. How do you filter yourself due to like the current society or climate, or are you just kind of like free and, you know?
Man, it really just depends. This is another thing that comes down to perspective, right? Like, for someone can say, "Hey, you can't tell me what I should be offended." What offends me, but at the same time, like, you can't tell that to somebody who might be genuinely, not understanding where you're coming from. Like, even like with all this abortion stuff, right? Like, that's a whole another topic, but it's kind of in the same layer. But I don't subscribe to it, man. Like I said, it just depends. Every case is different. What's the context? What did the person say? What did they do? Like, it's not that black and white. It's a lot of gray area. So I don't subscribe to just canceling somebody. Like, what does that even mean, though? You were talking about growth earlier, and it's like, it's a sticky subject, man, because people make mistakes. Say shit that they might not have meant, do things they might not have meant. But once again, it comes down to the context. What exactly happened? What exactly was said? Because not everything, I think, in life is something you can't come back from. Like, there's some redemption, right?
The fact of the matter is everybody's right and everybody's wrong at the same time. Your perspective is your perspective. If you stand strong behind whatever you feel, then no one can tell you you're wrong.
But that's where conflict comes from, right? That's what I'm saying.
My point. Yeah. But I might be offended. I just sent him a little Facebook post that I had posted a while ago. And I had said some stuff. Right? And I was like, yo, if I say this today, we probably get canceled. Because it was wild. Well, it wasn't wild. I just dropped a bomb in there. But that's how I felt then. And that's my perspective.
But the biggest thing that when he said, my biggest thing, especially with when we bring the word context into it, time. Certain shit at certain times was just okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And people like to blatantly forget that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it was good, but there was a time where certain things was okay. And the thing he sent me, I was like, I looked at when it was, and I'm like, that was us back then. It wasn't just us. That was the entire community.
World, yeah.
And it is what it is. But
it's all perspective, man.
That cancel shit is dumb.
Yeah.
But I think when you creating your art, just like how we create our art, I think if I'm being honest, I think we like taught, what's that shit? We teach the line a little bit.
Sometimes. I mean, I know personally, like, if I come in this my episode and I'm thinking about like stuff like that, I don't believe in cancel culture, and I'll come in here and say what I feel and say my perspective, because that's my perspective, as you said. Mm-hmm. But I will do the due diligence. If we are talking about something specific, I will do my research, because certain people get canceled because they're not educated and they just say some off the wall shit that
I want to get canceled.
It's just not true and doesn't make sense.
We ain't lit enough right now.
Listen,
that'll get us lit right there.
Here's my thing. I think we do a very good job of like you said. Well, for the most part, we tend not to really talk about shit that's going on too much out in the world, which insulates us from a lot of shit. But I also think we do a good job of. I think that's also a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I think like you said, the biggest part is a lot of times people just aren't educated, and we don't be quick to run in here and just talk about a bunch of shit we don't know nothing about. And I think that's where a lot of other podcasters or people who create art fuck up. It's because they want to come and be the first to say some shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't even know all the facts of everything yet. You just coming out to speak based on what you feel, based on what you saw. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather sit and not say nothing and not get all those first clicks and views than say some bullshit. Who is this?
Yeah, but like, look at that podcast that said that black women was trash or whatever they said. They got mad views and shits off that shit.
Fresh and fit.
That was
something
it?
Like that.
Fresh and fraud?
Yeah,
Whatever them niggas.
Fresh.
The only problem is that only buys you a certain
That's what they should
allotment of time.
Yeah.
And to be clear, they do have an audience, and I'm sure they're appealing to their audience.
Right. But what I'm saying is, it's just weird. But as you create your art, you continue to create your art. Do whatever
That was
you
a
say,
good.
bro.
That was a good point. I'm glad you brought that up because, like, how do people like that get a platform? Like that's
Platforms
literally
is easy.
Oh no, of course. I'm saying, but I'm speaking in the big picture of like-minded people like us that understand the negativity behind what they're, about. Like
That's what people love, bro. They love the
See, but
toxicity,
I understand how they get
controversy.
I understand how they get a platform because, like you said, due
they get a
diligence.
platform because there's people that really subscribe
Yeah,
to
but
that shit.
I do my due diligence on them. I don't subscribe to what their beliefs, and I don't entertain their podcasts or whatever. But I do know that they offer. There is a section of what they're saying where they're talking about where it's like men empowerment, and there are a lot of men out here who feel underappreciated and underheard, and that's who their audience is.
Yeah.
They also do like a bunch of like financial literacy shit and all types and workout stuff and shit like
Honestly,
that.
they don't even. They should. We shouldn't even mention them on
I
this
ain't even
spot.
know
Don't
their
give
name,
them.
No,
yeah.
that's why I call them fresh and
Don't
fraud.
give
I mean,
them- yeah,
look,
don't even give
my
them
thing
that.
is,
That's not their name?
no,
Oh.
I don't give. I honestly don't give a shit about their platform. Like I don't. I don't bring up their platform. I don't care about their platform. But you can't. Everyone has an audience.
Huh? Yeah, we straight.
Everyone has an audience, man. We saw Big T out here. Donnie T was out here wilding as president, and he had an audience that was just riding with him.
Still do.
I mean, in terms of moving on, but in terms of like what's going on, what's been going on in the news lately, honestly, I feel like it's been a lot of sad shit going on. Honestly, I don't really know if there's anything to like really
Is
discuss.
this your what's going on, Drake?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you want to ask me?
Yeah, what's going on, Drake?
But yeah, no, I just feel like a lot of sad shit been going on. Honestly, I wanted to come in here and kind of like talk about the Kevin Samuel situation, but I don't know where y'all at with it. Like, cause we could skip past it if y'all.
What about it?
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
I mean, what's y'all thoughts just about all of the controversy around his death? There's a lot of people actually celebrating his death.
If you could take time out to hate on a
Yeah.
person that's dead, you got a lot of issues you got to work on yourself.
Yeah, bro.
You don't have to agree with somebody, but you don't got to hate on a person that's not here to defend himself.
Right.
I don't agree with a lot of shit he say, but that don't mean I'm gonna sit here and celebrate somebody not being here. Because at the end of the day, he was still a son, a father, and a uncle and a cousin to other people.
Yeah, I had a family. Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
my feelings towards about his opinions shouldn't affect him being here for his people.
Yeah, I just don't like that shit. Like,
I think
don't
that's
talk
extremely well said. There's literally
Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
else to
yeah.
say other than that.
That's how I
You just covered it.
Yeah, well said. All right, cool, bro. All right, so I just want to get into you, bro. Actually, and again, thanks for coming up here. So as I said before, my boy Ace is up here. He's a musical artist.
Appreciate
know
you
what
for
I'm
having me, man.
You could check him out on streaming platforms. But I met you in college and knew about your music and listened to your music and stuff like that, and did enjoy it honestly. But I don't really know your origin story and like how you got started. So how did that like come about, and what made you want to like pursue music?
Well, my boy that's here actually was a part of that journey. I started rapping my sophomore year of high school. I was actually going to military school at the time. And let's just say I somehow just picked up the pen and wrote my first song. Really, I got to give shout out to my boy Jeff.
Oh yeah, I
That you
remember
actually
Jeff.
know.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
I
Jeff.
forgot you. Oh, it all came full circle, yeah. Which is actually the reason I ended up even going to Hazy. One of the main reasons. But yeah, he had a MacBook. You know what I mean? He had GarageBand on there. But this was back in the SoundClick days. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, then you have been rapping for some time. But yeah, he just came to me one day and showed me some song he recorded, and next day I was like, you know what? I want to write a song. And I wrote my first song to the Paper Planes beat.
Wiz.
Nah.
Not Wiz. Oh, MIA.
Oh,
MIA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Come on.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm flying like
Stupid.
Yeah, man.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I like to ask rappers this.
I'm not a rapper though.
But that's what I was. That's literally was about to ask. Do you classify yourself as a rapper, or do you classify yourself as an artist? Oh, not even classify. What do you?
What
look
does
at?
that even mean, though? That's what I'm saying. Look,
What do you look at yourself as?
I'm a creator. No, I'm a. Yeah, bro. I create.
You're an artist.
I literally.
Got it.
Yeah.
You're an artist.
I have a thing with labels. I just have a thing with labels.
Me too, man.
You know what I mean?
Explain
That's
that to
why.
girls all the
I
time.
just-
But that's
have a
why
thing.
artist is great, because it covers the spectrum of creativity.
Like what? Who am I to even say exactly what I am? You know, like listen.
Nigga, if you don't know how fuck we supposed to know.
Yeah. Listen. I love music. I love all types of music, and I happen to be somebody who listens to instrumentals, beats, production, and I hear them, and I write lyrics to them, and I create.
You
song
sound like
out of
a
it.
real fancy way of saying artist, bro.
But what's
Because think
you
about
can
it.
say? But what's an artist? Though?
Artist
What's an
covers
artist?
the entire spectrum of creativity. You can be an artist in actual physical paint art, oil art. You could be an artist in music. You could be an artist in
photography.
You could be an artist in photography. You could be an artist in talking.
Podcast.
Like-
This is artist.
Art covers the entire spectrum of creativity.
So
Art is creativity,
so
and whatever you create
Is your art?
is your art.
well, guys, I guess I'm an artist then.
Good.
I'm an artist. I guess we're going with that.
Oh man.
Where you from?
I'm from New York,
Oh, okay. So that's
specifically 143rd Street. If anybody that actually knows me is gonna laugh after I said
In
that.
Harlem?
'Cause- yeah,
from Third Block.
Broadway,
All
Broadway and Riverside.
Is
So I grew up. I was born there. I mean, I've like complicated origin story. I didn't just live there my whole life. I also moved to Jersey. But
oh, man, I'm sorry. to
Yeah.
hear that.
We there now, sadly.
But is the New York upbringing?
yo, hold on, Jersey. Yo, Jersey, don't. He's a good man. He's a good man.
Nigga, I live in Jersey.
Oh no. So you understand then?
Yeah, that's why I said.
No, I said it. I'm sad.
No.
We live in Jersey now. We are not happy about it.
Yeah, bro.
Listen, we out to Florida or something, man. I need to be in the heat. I need to be in the heat.
Yeah, I'm not going there either. But they got gators. Anyway, the New York shit, is that heavily influenced in your music?
I would say so. For sure.
What part though? Like,
But the bars,
oh, okay.
the lyricism.
You take that shit.
Shoot
You
it.
one of them boom back kids?
I'm definitely cut from the boom bap
I
tree.
heard his music.
Yeah, I would definitely
I'm
say
not
that.
gonna put him in there. No, you could tell his bars are boom bap influenced,
Yeah.
but I don't think.
Yeah, I wouldn't say my music
I don't think
is
you
boom. I've
prefer
made
boom bap beats.
Man,
I have plenty. I mean, I don't know what songs you've heard, but I have an extensive catalog. Like I've rapped on the most boom bap ish sounding beats. Like, but
Would you prefer those though?
I definitely. I mean, that's the thing. I wouldn't call it a preference, man. I can get on. That's the thing with me. You're gonna hear a song like "Sacrifice." Like for an example, all the songs I have currently up on the DSPs that you can go on are kind of cut in the same. Like they're in the same dimension. You know. Definitely
that's
far
what I
from
heard.
boom bap. That's what you heard.
That's what I heard.
Definitely not. Yeah, 100%. If you heard, and I have, maybe we have some time after this, I could play you some stuff, but definitely, you'll hear a completely different song like a 24. If people that actually know me or my music on SoundCloud, Vibrational Bliss, Mr. Wallace, like that are extremely heavy on the boom bap kind of influence. So I never had a preference, man. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been making music since 2009.
I'm a very big fan of these new I would call them hybrid artists, where they have the boom bap influence. Like I feel like you will like have the boom bap bars influence, but can be more melodic or can be on a melodic more type song.
And it's
like that's
I
my
knew you were
preference.
gonna use the heavy on the melody, man. Because listen, the truth is that's music.
Like I'm an
has
R&B
evolved
guy to
that.
my soul. Like I love hip hop. Don't get me
Love
wrong, but
R&B.
I'm an R&B guy to my
I
soul.
love R&B,
And melodies speak
which
to
is
me.
which is why, you know, as I've grown as an artist, the melodies kind of, you know, come into me. It's really, it attracts me. Melody attracts me, and you might hear a lot of melody in more of my recent stuff. I actually got a song coming out next week. That is, I'm sure once you hear it, you'll
I'm gonna definitely check it
hear
out.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, that answered my next question. What we got next, so.
Yeah, man. So I actually just put out a music video for my latest release, Nobody. I put that out last August, and then the music video came out last month. So you can go check that out. Single coming next week on Monday, May 23rd. It'll be live at midnight. So go check that out, all the DSPs. And yeah, man, we're just gonna keep putting music out all year, man. Like I don't have any projects to announce, you know. I'm not really working on a mixtape, album, EP, nothing like that. Right now I'm just focused on supplying the heat, keep putting out fire, consistency, you know, and take it from there.
I do have one more quick question. Who do you look at as like inspiration in music for you right now? Like, can I tell you what I think?
Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think.
I'm getting Russ off you a lot.
Russ?
The vibe.
Russ.
And I like Russ. I'm a Russ fan.
I love Russ.
And I love his work ethic, and I love how he approaches music.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's the vibe I'm getting.
Okay. Okay. Well, listen. Look, Russ is great. He's an accomplished artist, independent. You know. I never heard the Russ comparison.
Yeah, no, but not musically. What I'm saying is, I'm the vibe I'm getting from you.
Okay.
A personality, and from what from talking to you this little bit about your work ethic and how you plan on moving with music, I can see that path for you.
Yeah, no, listen, I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I probably heard like maybe 4 or 5 Russ songs, but I've heard more interviews and like just him talking more than actually hearing his music, and I definitely agree with a lot. You know, most of the things he says is about you know, ownership. Just as an artist, knowing your rights and knowing the way, you know, the right way to put yourself out and kind of make that dream into a reality.
Yeah, but for you, who would be inspiration to you?
Man, I have many inspirations, man. Off the top, I could just tell you, Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole. That's my 3. For me, I was born in '93, so
you ain't got to defend that. Sorry.
Hove is always Hove. The Nas's. And I feel like Ye is kind of... It's funny because Ye's same... Do you put Ye and 50 in the same class?
No, not me.
No.
They didn't come out at the same time. They kind of came out.
No, they came out at the same time.
I'm saying class as far as when they came out.
Oh.
Not as like what they can bring as an artist. I'm saying class as
when
they
did
came
How to
out.
Rob come out? Because that's gonna.
They kind of came out around the same time. So I'm just throwing it because, you know, I would say Hov, Ye, Nas, and then for me, growing up when I first started when I put out my first song, 09, Drake, J. Cole. At the time, I think Kendrick was going as K. Dot. You know, he didn't really get mainstream until 2011, 2 years later. But those 3, man, that's like my 3-headed monster. That's my Mount Rushmore right now.
What's your favorite album of all time? You gotta just pick one.
I have a problem with these lists.
I don't have a problem
with these. I have a problem. But I'll tell you.
Listen,
I'll tell you.
No, listen to what I said. Your favorite album of all time.
Because I have like a few that I would say was my
What's the first one that
favorite.
popped to your head?
Mine is Get Rich or Die Trying. It's my favorite album of all time.
Okay. American Gangster.
Hove?
Yes.
I think that's an extremely underrated Hove album.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
It's one of my favorites.
Man,
One of my favorites.
that's Hope's best album. In my opinion.
I'm not gonna say that.
In my opinion.
But
Yo, he's
I
extremely
can see
underrated
that,
album.
Yeah, for sure.
What that sound like?
Sound like another one, y'all.
All right, man. It's good to get you here, Ace. I'm glad we got to have this conversation with you. Glad we got to before we wrap up, where can they reach you?
Yes,
where
sir.
can they get at you? Where can they go get your music? Give them all the links to everything.
Everything is, as far as Twitter and IG goes, is Ace Helena. Twitter, there's an underscore between the Ace and the Helena. IG is just Ace Helena. And for anybody who out there who might not know how to spell Helena, it's Helena. So that's Ace Helena. Same thing on the all the DSPs, Amazon Music, Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. Just type in my name, you'll find everything. YouTube, same thing.
Alright, that's our boy Ace. Make sure y'all go check him out. But you already know the vibes. We want to hear from y'all. We want to get y'all opinions on this episode. Let us know what y'all think of Ace.
This was cool, man. You guys are great.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Make sure y'all reach out to us, flood them comments. You already know the vibe. So here's the thing.pod on Instagram, SHTT pod at Facebook and Twitter. And if the social media thing ain't your thing, reach out to us at sohere'sthething@yahoo.com.
Yeah, man, for sure. As always, check out the video on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That's our So Here's the Thing podcast. And then we're available on all audio platforms, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, all that. So Here's the Thing.
Yeah, you already know what it is, man. It's been a long time since we've been here. I like how we get here. We know how we do. Fellas, always remember, just in case you look happy on the gram, slide in her DMs anyway just to see if she alright. And ladies, always ask the what are we question before y'all have sex. Guarantee you gonna get the right answer. It's your boy Stizzy.
Yeah, it's your boy Steelo, man.
It's your boy 2. New merch coming soon. We out of here.
Yeah.